Never having seen a musical instrument, what images had come to mind when he first heard music?
I remember thinking when I heard guitars playing, it reminded me of butter. You know, and I think that was because I was, you know, there were like a lot of different jazz musicians that I heard. My, I guess, first memory I thought of even Wes Montgomery as I grew older to know that was him, was of that, of a warm kind of, you know, buttery kind of thing. And I used to think when I would hear the rain and smell the, you know, the smell of rain, you know, the moisture in the air, I would think of cornflakes. Do you know what cornflakes are in England?
Oh yes, we have cornflakes.
But I mean, you know, I'm from Brixton.
How did Motown treat you as an 11-year-old with a hit record, and how did the kids at school treat you?
13, I was with a hit record. 11.
Because you signed to Motown when you were
11, yeah. And we were recording a little before the actual signing, and then after, quite naturally, the signing. They treated me, everyone that was over 11 years old was my parent. So that meant like all of the Marvelettes saw themselves as being my parents, all of the Supremes, even though they were just a little older than me, and my parents, the whole vibe. And it was a family connection. Motown, the recording studio, you know, itself had all kinds of instruments in it, and I almost saw that as being like, you know, Christmas time. It's going on, play the drums, oh, there's drums, let me play the organ, oh, there's piano, let me play the piano. So it was fun to me, and I never have left the mode of music being fun.
Were you well behaved in those days, in those early days?
Well, I mean, I was quite naturally, you know, you're mischievous, you know.
What kind of things did you do?
You know, maybe I would, you know, in the bathroom, I'd run the sink over with water or whatever, you know, or try to eat more candy than I'm supposed to, but nothing major, you know, nothing major. And mostly, for the most part, I was really was so interested in like walkie-talkies and things like that, you know, so, and radios and how they worked, and I had a radio that I took apart and made a little transmitter out of it and tried to broadcast. I did broadcast. I had a little radio station in my basement of my house and those sort of things.
What sort of music did you play on it?
Non-stop, Stevie Wonder. Good. You want to hear some Stevie Wonder? Well, turn it to... No. I played the records that I could afford not to buy, and I got them free. Motown, and some other records we got. You know, we got our own.
So you were an early
Beatles stuff when I was early Beatles stuff.
Well, who else was exciting you musically then?
I mean, I know when I heard Ray Charles for the first time, I didn't know he was blind. But boy, when I found out he was, I went out and bought all his records. No, I'm kidding you. No, but, you know, I mean, the point is, he was a talented man. Yeah. I used to listen to a lot of Neil Sedaka stuff, you know. I like that a lot. There have been many influences. I like the Five Blind Boys. I like the Stable Singers, you know.
Sorry, was Marvin Gaye an influence on you?
Of course. Of course. That's my heart. You know that. Marvin really opened the door in the real sense to dealing with the real social issues. I mean, really busting it out. I think he and Bob Dylan are really the ones that really went right to the throat. There was no question about what they were talking about. It wasn't like, oh, well, let's maybe say it this way so it's not really exactly clear. I mean, they, along with, yes, the Beatles, but I'm just saying that these two people really went for it, and they really spoke it out.